Given that we're about to celebrate the International Women's Day, we have the opportunity of chatting with Proinsias de Rosa. Mr. de Rosa, why is it that women are still paid less than men?
The key reason is because there continues to be a view that women should not really be in the workplace. I think that is the fundamental obstacle that we overcome. Every time there is a crisis in the labour market, the first cry you hear is that women should not be taking men's jobs. I mean, it's a very old notion. Based on the idea that in some way women are less human than men. It's clearly a nonsense, and most people, when it's put to them in that way, reject the idea. But nevertheless, we still have a situation in our societies, not in all member states, but certainly in most member states, where women continue to be discriminated against, earn overall something like less than 17% of in the pay which a man might earn doing the same job. Women who do not manage to get into high levels of management in our major companies, despite the fact that in Ireland, for instance, more young women go through our secondary and indeed our third level education system. They're still in percentage terms very much not represented.
And what can be done to address this issue?
Well, I'm strongly of the view that, for instance, when the new Commission is being appointed, the new European Commission being appointed at the end of this year, that there should be a specific commissioner in charge of gender equality.
In your view, how serious is the problem of harassment and violence against women?
It's extremely serious. There's documented cases, certainly of constant, in particular, sexual harassment against women. We know that from studies done across Europe that 1 in 5 women suffer violence in the home, usually, mostly from their partner. And indeed there is an enormous number of women die every year as a result of this violence.
So what steps have to be taken?
It's a question of attitudes. I mean, it's increasingly. I mean, this kind of violence and harassment is increasingly unacceptable in our societies in Europe. Nevertheless, our official institutions, the police service and so on, are extremely reluctant to get involved in what they consider to be domestic matters. That has to be overcome. That again is a cultural issue. But again, as I say, there needs to be in all of our member states a minister in charge of ensuring that equality issues are actually addressed in terms of employment, in terms of violence against women and indeed against children as well, because normally when women are being beaten by their partner, the children of that relationship also become the victims. So there needs to be a more stringent application of the law, which obviously in all of our member states is supposed to prevent violence against any person, and that law has to be applied equally against those who engage in violence against women in the home.